The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the September 14th terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. We do not make that one little 2x4 shift. It means we can find a gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't give us a call, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. And inside the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow trade up 48 points. She's trading out at 22,206. S&P is off 2. NASDAQ 100 down 21. Russell 2000 off 2 points. Semiconductor index up 10. Trading out at 1132. Gold is up $2, $13.29 is a print there. Light sweet crude is up 59 cents, trading out at $49.90. Leading the charge here, dollar-wise, to the upside, it is Auto Live Inc. up $13.50 or 12%. Tesla's up nearly 11, about 3%. Bluebird Bio up 7 or about 6%. Lear Corp up 571. To the downside, its price line off $16, less than 1%. Opiant Pharmaceuticals off 33%. That's down $12. Google's off 9. Glaukos Corp is down 8. Sage Therapeutics is down $6. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Let me see here. Do you have two charts? Is that what you guys are seeing in the den? Two charts? I don't know. You've seen a TigerTV. I'm going to. I only want you to look at one chart out here. And so we'll see if we can get that figured out. But first, with regard to, of course, I want to look at what you want to look at, but I don't even know what in the Sam heck that is. I think, since I haven't been with you for about a week, a week. Last show that I was able to do live with you was last Thursday. I think why don't we just take a look at the indices themselves as opposed to start in the futures market. And so I'll just kind of go through this one step at a time. And we'll start by taking a look at the NASDAQ composite. And I'll flip back and forth between charts as we try to find something to confirm the moves that we have here. Now, inside the NASDAQ composite, you'll see the shaded in colored Gartley buy pattern. Now, that Gartley buy pattern out here, that was confirmed on the trading day of August 22nd, when, in fact, the NASDAQ composite gapped to the upside. Nice little rising window. Quite frankly, that's a four-river morning star. So big bullish patterns out there. And now what we have is we've got the NASDAQ all the way back to its highs out here from the trading session of July 27th. Now, the NASDAQ composite, even though it's trading a little bit lower, the NASDAQ composite can only be called bullish at the very moment. If you were to see it close today below 64.17, then that would say, okay, we have maybe a retracement coming. We won't take a look at where that would possibly go to, but just because it's a little red out there, hey, folks, nothing has changed here. If it's above Stevie's red line, it can only have one possible meaning, and that is that the bulls are in charge of the NASDAQ composite. Now let's go take a look at the semiconductors out here. That's mean and that's green out here. If we take a look at it, we can see that it too is above Stevie's red line. Now running into resistance inside the semiconductor, that big wash day out here, this is when we had, and I apologize, I forget the name of the fund, but there was a liquidation that was going on as they were just simply getting back whatever cash they could because the redemptions that were going on inside that was on June the 9th. Nonetheless, that is still a level of resistance set up by that big old bearish engulfing candle out here, but you're trading inside it. So the message of the semiconductors right now is it wants to at least go test the high of June the 9th. The only way that changes is a close below Stevie's red line. That's priced at 1113.72 as we speak right now. If we go take a look at the Dow Jones transports out there, everybody likes to beat up on it when it's heading lower to say that, oh, the Dow must be headed lower too. Of course, nobody wants to go out there and say, well, just the opposite is true. Well, folks, I'm here to tell you just the opposite is true. Because you have a nice little Gartley buy pattern inside the Dow transports. You see that nice little green shaded in area out there. You see it was confirmed with that nice little bull sash candle. We can see that price got above Stevie's red line, still above at 93.84 out here. Little doji candle as we speak right now. Not a big deal. 93.84 and change is the big deal out here. But as we speak right now, you got a price oscillator above zero, price above Stevie's red line. There's only one interpretation here, and that's called bullish with regard to the transports. So it's no wonder that the Dow is up at new highs, up 45 points as we speak right now. We take a look at the VIX index along with the S&P 500. And these are charts that show up in my expanded edition of the newsletter service mostly every day. The hurricane is the exception to that rule. We can see that the volatility index, spot volatility index, are priced out at 1044. There's really no reason that the spot volatility index should get down to about the 961 level, the bottom of that Bollinger Band. If that's going to happen, well, then the S&P 500 should continue to move higher out here. So no problems as we take a look at the S&P 500. Here's one of those times where we'll go ahead and we'll switch over to a different chart as long as I can find it. That different chart being the old so-called potential divergence chart. Now, you know how much I enjoy taking a spin at looking at what's going on inside that equal weighted ETF for the S&P 500. We call that the Guggenheim S&P 500 equal weight. Well, on the trading session out here of July 25th, the closing high, because we're looking at a line chart, we're just looking at closing bases. Inside the RSP, that number was 94.61. Well, guess what happened just a couple of days ago? Yesterday, the day before, you got to a new closing high. What does that mean? That means because each individual equity is weighted equally, it confirms the move higher inside the weighted version, the SPYs. So there's no divergence out here. No divergence. Yes, the answer is buy any pullback. Now, that's the message of the Guggenheim S&P 500 equal weighted ETF. Let's just keep going here. We'll go in order. We'll take a look at the XAU. Now, what did the XAU do? It made a nice little butterfly sell pattern. And that was confirmed a couple of days ago when that bear sash candle, in fact, looks like that was Friday, September the 8th out there. Was that the, no? Yeah, I think that was Friday, September 8th out here. Hey, the XAU, it's pulling back. It's just begun its pullback, folks. The only way it changes is price has to close above Stevie's red line, $90.48. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's at 47. S&P is off a couple of points. A request to go take a look at the GDX since we just completed taking a look at the XAU out there. And inside the GDX, you'll see a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD up pattern out here. And then inside the XAU, we had this little gap to the downside. That was on Monday, September the 12th out here. So there was your bearish reversal signal out here. Now, where is it that price is headed to? Well, if we go take a look at the GDX, let's do this on our 3-time profile out here. Well, that's not it. I know it's somewhere close by, TAS 3 times. So let's put in the GDX just simply to look for our TAS market profiles. And what sticks out to me on the daily time frame out here, well, really it sticks out both on the weekly and the daily. And the weekly chart out here, just to show you how much respect one should have for these profile levels, we can see that price got up to the top of the weekly box. Now, you and I know that the structure of this box is bearish. That means that the center of the box, middle line out here, is actually closer to the top of the box. So it's not a surprise that 25-35 area was resistance. Again, it's a weekly chart that we're looking at. So price is going to pull back to 23.61 at a minimum. Below 23.61, we take a look at the weekly chart, says you go all the way back down to the bottom of the range around the 20.71 level. That takes us back over into the daily chart. The daily chart says the range is going to be 23.19 to 23.53 that one would be paying attention to. So we took a look at 23.61 on the weekly. The daily's got 23.53. It's pulling back there. Whether you like it or not, that is where it is pulling back to. Now, what that would then say is, well, gold must have topped as well. And voila, that in fact is indeed the case out here. So you've got gold that has formed a nice top. Here's your butterfly sell signal. That butterfly sell signal also confirmed with that gap to the downside on Sunday evening. And as long as gold stays below 1339.90, the correction or a retracement really is the better terminology, is what is in store. Where can gold pull back to? You'd really do the same kind of thing. Well, first I'd say in the 1280-ish area. That's what that chart tells us. But what we would do is really go back and take a look at the different market profiles for gold. And if we do that, give me a moment to go pull those up here. And of course, we're going to use Stevie's synthetic contract. It's going to provide you and I with better data as to where price is likely to pull back to. And here the charts you're looking at are a 30-minute, 240 daily, and the weekly time frame out here. Is that the case? I'll be a son of a gun out here. So you've got the key area to be watching. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Yeah, because of the contract, that's not going to work that well for you. So what can I do? I'm going to go, let me put up the December contract in this case here, and I'll resolve the Stevie technical issue at a later time period. So here on the daily chart is really what you want to pay attention to, which is 1326.30, because that is the bottom of a new daily profile that formed about 3 weeks ago. So let me go ahead and expand this chart out for you. And so you can see the nice little stair-step approach here with regard to market profiles, each one forming above the prior one, and the bottoms of each of these boxes holding as support. Now, we can see yesterday it was a test and rejection of that 1326.30 area. But if you close below 1326.30 today, tomorrow, or before a new profile forms out here, that's going to be your doble gui confirmation of a short-term change in trend inside of gold. How long is it going to last? I don't know. But it tells you that it is going to last out there. So be careful. Watch that 1326.30 level out here. That's to the downside. To the upside, what you're watching, if for those of you that are still bulls out here, you need to see it close above 1339.90. You do that, you're back up to the highs and then some out here. But as long as you stay below Stevie's red line, at a minimum, a retracement is in the offing. Now let's go back. Let's take a look at the Wilshire 5000. And folks, even though a few of you have sent in emails, I see a couple of requests inside the den to maybe discuss a little bit about Hurricane Irma. This actually right now is just good therapy for me. I'm Irma'd out. I got Irma'd into the wall. And so, but maybe a story or two later on. But I need this as my therapy because I am just shot, beat, tired, need a vacation. I don't want to hear another thing about Irma, although that's an impossibility out here. But the Wilshire 5000, as we take a look at it, it's bullish. It's up at new highs out here. It's only a problem if it gets below 25,713. So that chart looks bullish. A lot of this action certainly taking place since you and I were last with each other. Here's the New York Stock Exchange up at new all-time highs out here. And the key level for it is going to be 11,952.86. Now, the New York Stock Exchange, there's a couple of problems that are going on right now. Those problems can be resolved, and they would need to be resolved in order for it to give you a nice, healthy message in the market. Now, one, I haven't been able to figure out because although I tried to do a data dump and do some analytics on it, I couldn't get my system to do that. So I don't know what else I'm dealing with here system-wise. Let me see if but the issue here, and if Jay is in the audience, Jay may be able to shed some light on this. And that is what I noticed here. Well, here, let me do this. The only one that I was able to find so far, this is an example, is the trading day, Jay. Maybe you can add to this, trading day of December 30th, 2013. So it's not unusual that on that day, price moved higher. You had a high tick of only 485, so below a what we'll call a 600 threshold level out here. The reason I bring that up is because you're typically going to see at least a move to 600 or more as the market is moving higher intraday out here. And if you take a look at the trading session from yesterday, the high tick was only 570. Only 570, little almost a doji style candle out there. Today, the high tick thus far has only been 448. What I was looking for were occurrences where the New York Stock Exchange is closed higher on the day, and we never got the enthusiasm tick. We never got the follow-through or momentum out there to see if that had any meaning. And I don't know. I don't have enough. One day isn't enough out here, but it is something to think about. And the reason I'm thinking about it is because I'm a bit concerned. Where's that chart now? And I showed this to subscribers in the newsletter. Look, this is, by the way, don't don't misinterpret my words out here. Concern does not mean some kind of major top. Okay? It's not happening. You can erase it from your mind. It just simply is not happening anytime soon. That doesn't mean we can't get a retracement. But if we do, have your barrels ready to roll, baby. Roll to the upside. Roll tide is what we're talking about. Now, what I want to do is, this is the slight issue out here. Well, first, why did I just say what I just said out there? And the reason that I said that is because I have the microphone. I felt like I could do that. Just kidding. The reason that I said that, because of the new all-time highs we made in the advanced decline line. And it was confirmed with volume. Steve Rhodes, TFNN.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TigerTV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. TigerTV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You know, you take a look at the New York Stock Exchange and some of the nice tools that it offers to both you and I. We can take a look at when the New York Stock Exchange is making new highs and the Dow is not, or vice versa. In this case here, they both made new highs, so you don't have to worry about that. You've got the advanced decline summation line That made a new all-time high, not yesterday, well, maybe even yesterday, but certainly the day before. The volume advanced decline summation line, that made a new all-time high. Folks, you go back and you study it. You will not find, it does not exist. You will not find a top, a major top that has occurred when those tools line up with each other. It's just not out there. So for those of you that think that there is like some huge bear market starting out here, you're being a prisoner of your past, or maybe I'm the prisoner of my past, because I've gone back and take a look at all the charts out there to try to identify one single occurrence where there was a major top that started when the New York Stock Exchange had done those things out there. And the answer is it hasn't. Now, that doesn't mean on a short-term basis that we can't have some type of top forming. And I believe that we do, short-term basis out here. Short term, what does that mean? Could that be days? Could it be a week? Yeah, we're talking short term out here. And the reason is now that this whole thing could actually go away, and that is this. That's the advanced decline oscillator reading. So as opposed to the summation of all the prior days, we're just taking a look at this reading at the very bottom, and it hasn't made a new high, a higher high than it did back on September 1st out there. And it just has, it's got my sphincter muscle getting a little, tight out here, if you will. And that can be resolved. That can be resolved a number of different ways. And if it does get resolved and it gets above the plus 150 line, that's actually another initiation move inside the New York Stock Exchange out here. So it's one of the spots where I want to keep my largest eye on. And the second largest eye, like the eye of the hurricane, Irma, for goodness sakes, would be inside of the Dow. And the reason why I want to pay attention to the Dow, we'll take a look at the Dow Jones itself. We didn't get to it, but we're getting to it right now, is because it's moving higher into a less relative energy. Let me update the chart here. You'll see the black diagonal line that's being drawn. Is that a problem as we speak right now? No, it's not a problem until we see some type of bearish reversal candle. I don't know that's going to happen today. It's not likely. It could. If it did, then that says the Dow pulls back to 22,043, and below that says you have more retracement. So those are the only real factors or things that I can take a look at and put my finger to it that say, okay, you just want to watch these levels. Inside the NDX 100, as an example, earlier we were taking a look at the RSP, the equal weighted ETF. If we go take a look at the QQEW, and that is the equal weighted ETF for the Qs out here, well, this has been this had new closing high. Had a new closing high a couple yesterday. New closing high inside the equal weighted. This means that for all those folks that say it's just Apple and a few others, FANG type stocks that are pulling the markets higher, bull crap. Oh, can I say that? I just did, apparently. That's just not the case. This is where you take all 108 issues inside of the QQQ series. You give them each the exact same weight out here. When this thing makes a higher high, there's no divergence going on. You like to see divergence take place when the market makes some type of top out there, such as an example as the Dow that we just took a look at. Of all the indices, that is the only indice that has that pattern in play. And so it is actually worth noting out there. Had a request to go take a look at the yen from Danny in the in the den out here. Let me switch back to a different set of charts. Okay, and we'll take a look at the Japanese yen. Now, in the Japanese yen, Danny, here's what I'm seeing. I don't know if you're seeing this as well, but we're back inside that so-called lower range. Prices below Stevie's red line. This has given us indication that it wants to pull back. You see the price oscillator on the very bottom portion of my screen here. It's nearing that zero level. That's going to be the area for both gold, for both treasury bonds, that we're going to really want to pay attention to get what we'll call the confirming message of continued lower prices. Now, we're not going to see that today. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. Maybe it's going to be Monday, Sunday, something like that. But that's what we'll want to go ahead and pay attention. You'll see this little green dash line on my screen out here. Notice how this has held as support. We're really at a key level of support. What is that price point? Well, to be exact out here, it is 0.9027. So if you close below 0.9027, there's really no other support when I take a look at the Japanese yen futures contract, and that says that we pull all the way back down into the lows of July. And if we do that, that's going to be a headwind for gold. It's going to be a headwind for silver, mostly gold, and it's going to certainly be a headwind for T-bond futures out there. So that's what I see when I'm taking a look at the Japanese yen out here. So I don't see any other questions that have come in. So, the general markets, let me just kind of, I'm not ending the show, but let me just kind of leave it like this with regard to your thoughts out here. We are in the cyclically difficult cycle of the year, so-called September. We're already halfway through the month of September. I don't see a whole lot of headwinds out here. Do you? I see the Dow price moving higher, doing less relative energy. But you got nice confirmations inside the New York Stock Exchange. This market wants to move higher. And when we get to the favorable seasonal cycle, maybe that's when things just continue cruising to the upside. Now, you might say, cruising to the upside where? That's an excellent question out here. If we take a look at the S&P 500, it's not this 2,500 level that's the real key area. I'd say watch 2496. All right, it's only 4 points away. That's really your daily horizontal trading range. That's what we're trading into as we speak right now. You close above that with any conviction, the S&P 500 is going to target 2584. The weekly chart, that's the center portion of my screen, has already confirmed for us that it's going to 2552. So that's another 50 points higher. 2545 is a midpoint in the monthly horizontal trading range. So this one's 2676. We'll be at 2676 between now and Thanksgiving. That'll be courtesy of Santa Claus out there, or at least Stevie's charts with regard to where prices headed to. We'd have to see a close below 2410 for there to be any kind of other indication that that conclusion is just simply not correct. At this stage of the game, it's just confirming. This was already confirmed. This has now been confirmed by what you and I just took a look at inside of the New York Stock Exchange. So in summary, bonds are headed lower. Gold is headed lower. The equity indices are headed higher. Maybe a bit of a pullback, maybe a bit of a buy the bottom that comes in here. That's how I want you to be thinking about these markets out here. If you can put that cap on, I think you'll do just well. And if we can get to October, we'll call it October 15th, October 13th, without very much of a retracement along the way out here, the markets are just going to zoom, zoom, zoom to the upside, much like a hurricane, the kind that blows at 185 miles an hour or 150. And I will tell you, the most amazing thing that hurricane has done that you probably haven't heard about, and it truly is amazing. It's astonishing. Steve Rhodes, because there is a gift in every set of circumstance that life hands to us. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien has just announced that he'll be coming to Boston September 30th for a free workshop, The Art of Timing the Trade. Join Tom O'Brien Saturday morning, September 30th at the Boston Marriott in Burlington, Massachusetts, as he breaks down his trading methodology and provides you with the tools to become a more successful and profitable trader. Everyone that attends in person will receive a free signed copy of Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. Daryl Martin from Apex Investing Institute will also be presenting for 90 minutes at this free event.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Join me in Boston on September 30th as I return to my hometown for a workshop about the art of timing the trade. I look forward to seeing all the Tigers and Tigresses for this special free event.
All action starts early at 7:30 a.m. with a continental breakfast and wraps up at about 1 p.m. Topics that Tom will be covering during his presentation include quality volume, cause and effect, ABC structures, swing points, and much, much more. For all the information on this free Boston event taking place Saturday, September 30th, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 42. S&P is off a couple points. So I haven't been with you clearly because of Hurricane Irma. The most interesting thing that I haven't seen anybody report on is so I live in Delray Beach. So I live on the intercoastal in Delray Beach. My front yard is about 500 yards away from the beach. And beach is always really nice. Sand is very nice. White is sand out here. And the water is okay. It's very clear, typically, because there's really nothing in between us and the Bahama Islands. If you've ever been over to the Bahamas, amazing water over there. If you ever go, go check out things like Hopetown, Marsh Harbor, Scotland Cay, anywhere around there. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful water, beautiful looking water out over there. Well, that hurricane was clearly so powerful that it took a lot of the sand, a lot of that white sand from the very shallow areas, and moved it all the way over here. Our water right now, especially in the afternoon when the sun is up, it's just as emerald looking as you have ever seen. I see water like this when you go over to the Bahamas, but now we actually see it. Yeah, some of that free sand Duffy came, up on the street. So it's like driving down Daytona Beach when you're going down A1A right now in certain parts of it. But it is just simply amazing. You talk about the gift in every set of circumstance. Well, anyway, so I started my day off here. So here's the thing. What can all of us learn from a storm like this? This is the heartbreaking piece of it. And I was over in Naples yesterday because, see, we evacuated from here early Friday morning over to Naples, believing that we were going to be in better shape. So we get over to Naples, we put up the storm shutters up there, we make sure that we're all set, and then after a hard day's work, come in and turn on the news, only to find out that it looks like the storm is now tracking due west. It's not going to be this East Coast storm out there. All right, what do? I tell you what we do. We go to sleep early. We set the alarms for 4 o'clock. We get up. We see what the 5 o'clock report is, if it's still on track. For the West Coast, well, guess what? We're going to go ahead and bug out of Naples. Now, the problem is, to a certain extent, is we've already had mandatory evacuations on the beach over here. So, how am I going to talk us through? Will they let us actually get back to the house? So, 5 o'clock. It was clear the storm was headed now towards Naples, Fort Myers. I don't want to be in the eye of a hurricane. Makes no sense whatsoever. Load up the car and start heading towards back to Delray Beach, down Alligator Alley. For those of you familiar with it, that's the east-west connection between. And so, it's basically straight from Fort Lauderdale across is Alligator Alley. And so I made it back in record time. It was a free pass. There was one police officer, I think, on the road out there. He didn't care. There was nobody that was actually headed from east to west. We saw 3 cars. Now, it's normally about a 2-hour drive. We did that drive in about an hour and 20 minutes. 106 miles per hour on cruise control, just straight across. Wanted to get back as soon as I could because wanted to be able to not get over here. I didn't want to get over here and then have the police say, now it's mandatory evacuation. We can't let you back in. You know what? We got over early enough. The storm hadn't really started. They didn't give us any questions. They said, okay, go ahead and proceed. And, of course, we got here. And it's a Porsche, and we got here and got everything all set. Now this facility is more like a Fortress. Yes, 106 was the average speed, Danny, and we had backup generators. Have you ever seen that My Cousin Vinny scene where you get the guy who comes from the Auto Institute or what have you, and starts talking about the car out there, and it's like got the HP fuel. Oh, he tested with that piece of equipment, the fuel injector. Well, we've got this natural gas generator that can power a neighborhood almost. And so we figured, okay, we're in good shape. We got the backup plans, got everything in place. And as soon as the high winds started and the lights went out, I waited for the generator. Normally it's seamless. Why isn't the generator going? And it didn't go. That was a problem. So, technically as I am, skilled as I am, decided to go ahead, even though it was pouring rain and palm trees were blowing everywhere. I said, I've got to go try to figure this out. And there was open up the unit, take a look at it, and it says you've got a coolant issue. All right, open up the radiator cap, look inside, go find some antifreeze, pour it in there. It doesn't seem to be a coolant issue. Try to put that thing on automatic. Doesn't start. I say, I'm going to just throw the switch to manual, and it starts. And it starts. I'm like, oh, man, this is great. All right, button things up, come back in the house, and then 3 hours later, it shuts off. Go back. And the storm was getting worse then. Decided to go ahead and go back out there, see if I can fix it. This time there was no fixing. It was a $5 part. Now, this machine gets inspected, gets serviced every month, every single month. And it was a $5 sensor. And, hey, the cool thing is the guys from Generac, they were available 24 hours a day. I don't know where their headquarters is, but I got them on my cell phone, even through the storm, and said, there's everything is fine. There's oil. There's antifreeze. The engine is fine. The battery is fine. What's the issue out here? Why is this sensor light coming on? Well, because you have a bad sensor. Okay, tell me how to bypass the sensor. We can't tell you how to do that. You put your most senior person on the phone. We can't put our technical people can only speak to an authorized service rep. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Yeah, finally got the part. But by the time we got the part, the power came back on the grid. Now, I'm in a spot where there's still most people do not have power. Most of us down here are without power. This is a real bummer. This is a real bummer for businesses because there are a lot of small businesses that are probably going to go out of business that can't handle being down for 3, 4, 5 days out there. They're probably that cash flow tight. I went to Naples yesterday to close that place down, get all the food out of the refrigerator and freezer and so forth because they're not going to get power till the 26th. And yeah, those floods that you saw where the storm surge came all the way up, it's still there in a lot of places. We went to a Home Depot and had to actually go through a kind of a flooded area. It was really weird, really creepy out there. They're going to be without power for weeks. Look, our governor did a great job, Rick Scott. Oh, gas lines over there were 2 miles long. 2 miles long. Those people. There's a place halfway between off Alligator Alley called Miccosukee. And it's the Indian reservation out there. And they have gas out there. They got a gas station. Those people would better off driving an hour to go get gas and then driving back versus waiting for 2 miles long. Anyways, I know the thing we've learned here in Florida. They've got to figure out how to bury these power lines. That's all. Keep the power going, and life is good. Anyways, we'll get back to the markets. We'll close it up. Dow's up 45. S&P is up 3. Great.
If you're looking to open your portfolio to a world of opportunity, consider the new market-safe emerging currency CD from Everbank. This 3-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 5 equally weighted currencies from Brazil, China, India, Indonesia, and Turkey at a time when experts see great potential for global growth. Even better, it features a 7.0 leverage factor, which means you could earn a potential market upside payment of 7 times the CD's performance at maturity with no cap if the currencies increase in value over the CD's term. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. The September 28th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So call 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's TigerTV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. It's all about storm surge out there. When Hurricane Andrew, if you saw the destruction that did, I lived in Florida at the time and had some retail stores down here in South Florida. And you don't want to be in the eye of that. You just know what it can do. And that plus what we saw in St. Martin's. And, yeah, the structure in St. Martin's not built like they are here. Well, Naples looked very good. I have not seen much structural damage. Water damage, yes. But structural damage, only structural damage because of trees toppling over. There's trees everywhere. The landscapers here are going to make a bundle for the next 5, 6, 7 months or so out here. It's going to take a while to clean out. But very cool to see all these structures in place. No big deal that have weathered the eye of a hurricane out there. And, it's just a power thing. I just think we know we're going to have more hurricanes down here, and they just have to solve that problem. They just start charging us a tax, do whatever, but solve that problem so that it doesn't, ice is a problem. I stopped everywhere to try to get ice, to take ice back to folks over in Naples. No can do. You got all the, it's just basically, things are slowly, and I do mean slowly, getting back up to speed. But everybody seems like in Florida was affected one way or another. It is great to be back with you. I can tell you, though, it's a little kind of dazed and confused. So I'm not dazed and confused about the markets. They've given you and I some very clear signals out here. We should only be so fortunate to see some kind of a pullback, some type of retracement, so that you can buy that next bottom. I don't know what's going to cause it. Maybe it's going to be another, Korea event or something like that. It's not going to be another hurricane, at least not in the next couple of days or something like that. But pray for a retracement that you can buy, and some type of setup, some type of A to B equals CD to the downside, or something along those lines. So certainly good to be back with you. I look forward to doing the show with you tomorrow. We'll just stay totally focused on the charts out there, and send me those cards and letters. Send me those questions of things you want me to take a look at. I'll be happy to do that. Stay tuned. Another affected hurricaner, David White, is up next. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Tom O'Brien